My name is Robert Diaz, and this is my PowerPoint presentation for Winter 2019 Feminism class. The topic of my choosing is the feminism and the Black Lives Matter movement. And the reason for my choosing of this topic is I believe feminism and the Black Lives Matter are two movements who are very strong in our community right now. And I believe our communities deserve both of these movements due to everything that has been going on with women being seduced, as well as not just black lives, but all lives being corrupted by our police officers and government in our nation as of now. Women and Black Lives Matter. Feminism and Black Lives Matter movement go hand in hand due to the fact both parties have musicians, actors and actresses, and athletes who stand up for them during marches, conferences, and on social media and play a big part to create charities and donations for the movements as well. The Black Lives Matter movement began to grow with more activists being involved and women creating the original hashtag that began to gain attention across America. Black women have been victimized and killed by police over the past couple decades. For example, women such as Eleanor Bumpurs, Rekia Boyd, Tanisha Anderson, Michelle Cusack, Shelley Frey, and Yvette Smith. Another person I forgot to add was Sandra Bland, who was murdered by police while in police custody. And I believe this totally boggles my mind because this case is still open. Nothing has yet to be found out about this as of now. I believe she definitely deserves justice because this is crazy how a woman can be killed um, while in police custody, and especially due to the fact how she was pulled over for no reason, yanked out of a car, punched in the face by the cop, and almost broke her hand while the cop was putting her hands in cuffs. It just boggles my mind that this still goes on to this day in 2019, although this happened a couple years ago, I believe in 2017. Amber Rose SlutWalk. Amber Rose is a perfect example of a celebrity who has took an insult and made it into a march. She currently has an event that she throws to raise money for local charities. Slut is a word that it was exploited into disturbing context after a Toronto police officer told a crowd of college women that if they wanted to avoid sexual assault, they shouldn't dress like sluts. The Slut Walk is a nonprofit in which is starting to become a monumental role in the community to try and put an end to social injustice issues, victim blaming, rape culture, body shaming, and calling women sluts. Amber Rose is a great activist for feminists and standing up for women rights, which is also great because Amber Rose is a Caucasian woman. Actually, she's of Italian and Cape Verdean descent, although she looks Caucasian, and also has a child who is half African American. So this is actually great for Amber Rose, the feminism community, as well as the Black Lives Matter movement community. And she's also from inner city. She's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So this is a great aspect, and she is a great person to create this movement and show women of our inner cities of all colors that you could take something that is degrading as the word slut and make it into something powerful. Tarana Burke, who was the creator of the Me Too movement. Tarana Burke was born September 12, 1973 in the Bronx, New York. She is an African American civil rights activist. She is most well known as the founder of the Me Too movement in 2006, which has blossomed into a worldwide campaign to raise awareness about sexual harassment, abuse, and assault in society. In 2017, Burke and other influential female activists were named the Silence Breakers by Time magazine. She currently serves as the Girls for Gender Equity in Brooklyn as its senior director. I'm so proud of Tarana Burke, and I'm glad she made this movement because the Me Too movement is basically a movement of women who were raped, seduced, or treated unfairly or disrespected in any type of way, which is basically telling other women that me too, I've been through this as well. Because, for example, I have a close friend, my fiance's close friend, who was actually raped as a child by her own uncle, and she was always very quiet about this. Which till this day she's very hurt by this. It still affects her. She has a daughter, so she's very worried about her daughter and the world that we are living in now, and doesn't want her to go through the same thing that she went through, you know. And it's true because it's like we live in a world where even your own family members could rape you, you know, even your own family members could hurt you, and you thinking like, like, dang, this is my family. They should be here for me. They should be taking care of me, take me under the wing. And it's not even like that. It's just sad to say that people still go through this type of matters to the in this day. The Black Lives Matter movement. Though it was first created as a hashtag in 2013 as a response to Trayvon Martin's death at the hands of citizens vigilante George Zimmerman, many Americans were introduced to the term Black Lives Matter in summer 2014. The chant became a rallying cry in the days following the murder of 18-year-old Michael Brown by then Officer Darren Wilson in Ferguson, Missouri, a suburb of St. Louis. The sequence of protests and community-led resistance in the Midwestern city catalyzed what would later become the movement for Black Lives Matter. And now we have a clearer picture of how that movement and its members shape politics as we know it today. Co-founders of the Black Lives Matter movement are Patrice Khan Colors, Alicia Garza, and Paul Tometi, which is a great movement because what happened to Trayvon Martin was um, definitely not okay, you know. And the crazy thing is, I don't remember the name of the lady, but I believe there was a lady who appealed her case because if I remember right, George Zimmerman beat this case, and he used a certain type of law. I forget what type of a law that basically gave him the not guilty verdict. So then there was another lady who was in jail who tried to use that same type of law, and she was found guilty. She appealed her case and said, "Hey, George Zimmerman used this to beat his case. I used it to try to beat my case. I was found guilty. He wasn't." And she actually had an appeal, and actually was let go out of jail. So that just goes to show you how contradicting our government is. Cathy Cohan on Black Lives Matter and Feminism. Cathy Cohan is a professor of political science and chair of political science at the University of Chicago. Cohan is the investigator of two extravagant social change projects, the Mobilization Change and Political and Civic Engagement Project, as well as the Black Youth Project, which have been projects that have made great positive changes to the Chicago community. Cathy Cohan has also written two books, which are The Boundaries of Blackness, AIDS and the breakdown of black politics, and Democracy Remix, Black Youth and the Future of American Politics. Cathy Cohen is a great person for this because she is from Chicago, and she is giving back to her community, and she is showing other kids of African American descent, and also little girls and women of African American descent, that they can become professors and they could give back to their communities as well. Dr. Barbara Ransby on the Black feminist roots of Black Lives Matter. Dr. Barbara Ransby is a Black feminist who was a longtime activist and award-winning historian who began her career in feminist politics as well as marginalized members of the Black community, internationalists, Black radical tradition, and anti-capitalistic, which is great because Dr. Barbara Ransby is fighting for our feminist and feminism in our politics, and she is trying to show that women are equal and women can also too be in the government and also to be a politician and can also be a great help to the community. DeRay Mckesson. On the flip side, we have men who vouch for feminism and stand up for women's rights. This man is DeRay Mckesson. DeRay was a school administrator in Minneapolis, and once he heard of the death of Michael Brown, which was caused by the police in Ferguson, Missouri. He then quit his job and is an administrator, and in return transformed his life to become an activist on behalf of racial justice. DeRay also stands up for feminists, and he stated that we don't lose anything when we are all free, in which I believe he is stating we're all free to be who we want to be, no matter the race or gender, and we are all created equal, which is true because I feel as women too deserve to be, even the president of the United States, women deserve to be a politician. Women deserve to be um, a government official, a judge, a lawyer. And it's crazy how people say, oh, our women's are queens, but yet in the background not treating a woman as a queen. And it's crazy that we're still going through racism nowadays. Like, why do we even have to create a Black Lives Matter movement? It's just unfair. And me personally, being I'm of Puerto Rican descent, and there have been a numerous amount of times where I have been, um, harassed by the cops, told by the cops, hey, you look suspicious, stand right there, don't go anywhere, we need to search you, and them not even, and I'm asking them, hey, what's the reason of you guys searching me? Them not even giving me an answer, them giving me a hard time. I'm telling the cops, hey, I live down the street, why are you even stopping me? This is unfair, and the crazy thing is, it's not just, I know a lot of friends that this happened to, not just my Spanish and my black friends, but also my Asian friends, even my Caucasian friends. It's just crazy how to this day we're going through these type of things, and especially with police authorities, who we think our police are here to, you know, take care of us, but in the reality, they're not. They're not taking care of us. They're doing this wrong and trying to harm us when they should be trying to help us. So this concludes my PowerPoint presentation for Feminism Winter Term 2019 class, and I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you.